Yeah, it's Hobbs Horror, knocking down your door, all about the guts and gore, blood and pus, give him some more. He wants bone and entrails spread across the floor, so if you're looking for that theater macabre, bruh, look no more. Sit back and relax and enjoy some Hobbs Horror.
Thank you for watching Hobbs Horror.
Yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good shit.
Hello, it is Hobbs Horror back with you with another review. We follow Oyama and Asami in this Takashi Miike film. It's an hour and 55 minutes from 1999. It gets a 7.1, rightfully so, on IMDb. We're talking about Audition. That's right. Oyama and Asami. Basically, Oyama is a widowed father of a son who is looking to meet someone to kind of fall into that role and be his new leading lady. However, Asami comes to these auditions. She's a former ballet dancer, and Oyama is having these auditions that she thinks is for a movie necessarily, but really he's not only looking for a movie, but he's also looking to find the love of his life. And after going through all these other women, he decides to pick her because she's innocent, she's different. Maybe it's because of the age discrepancy. I don't know. But that's what happened in this film. And get a good look at the inside here. So basically, after he makes his decision on Asami, things start to get a little bit creepy, a little bit weird. People are giving him random messages saying, don't go see her again, don't go see her again, you don't want to go see her again, stay away from her. As he becomes closer with her, and they have dinner, and she starts to talk about the real past history of her life, how she was physically abused by her, and mentally abused by her parents, her step-parents, and all of this stuff. And, he feels sorry for her and whatnot, so he's just falling deeply in love with her with an emotional connection. And then they finally decide to do the nasty, which was kind of strange, and it's a little bit eerie, because there is a huge age discrepancy. But, again, who cares? Basically, at this point, so he's falling for her, and she keeps going out of sight. He keeps losing track of where she's at. Finally, he finds her again, and they get into a situation where she's starting to believe that he's not into her, which is incorrect. And then she wants to seek revenge on our poor Oyama. And basically what happens here is basically torture. She starts to torture the guy. She's cutting off his feet with wire. She is just doing all types of stuff, almost in the same vein as Misery. She's very frustrated, but she also has a history of violence. And he's discovering all this. Now, this is a movie that's 25 years old almost. If you've not seen this, and I'm spoiling it for you, I'm sorry. But this movie, it's often described as one of the most violent horror films in the world. People initially, when they went and seen this in the theater, were passing out. It was just one of those things where people just were unbelievably offended or just so scared they couldn't handle the movie. Quentin Tarantino loves this movie. Rob Zombie loves this movie. Other people find it offensive. To me, it is fantastic. I absolutely love Audition. I loved the storylines. I love the eeriness of it. I love Japanese horror. I love Takashi Miike. I probably prefer Ichi the Killer just a little bit better than this one. It's a tight race, though. Like I said, the acting was brilliant in this movie. Just really, really well shot as well. Very good picture clarity. And yes, the gore was there. Some people consider this the film that started the torture porn movement. Probably, absolutely. There are some shocking scenes in the film. I just mentioned a couple of them. But overall, do I think this is the most gory film that I've seen in the mainstream? It's up there. It's up there. But since 1999, there's been a whole bunch of movies that have kind of brought it in terms of the gore and the shock value. But I loved Audition. Takashi Miike is fantastic. You'll recognize her from Tokyo Gore Police. That was a good one. I believe she was in Combat Shock, potentially. I'm not entirely sure. Possibly. But she's done a lot of movies as well. But, so yeah, this is just my thoughts and a review on Audition. I know some people have a hard time watching these movies. Go into it with an open mind. You know, I mean, there's not a ton of brutality, but it's a good film. It's a good horror film. Now, interesting fact here, in Japan, they only consider horror films to be supernatural films. So even in Japan, this isn't considered a horror film. But here in the U.S., man, everybody loves this movie that I know personally. And I can't disagree anymore. This movie is fantastic. I can't agree anymore. This movie is fantastic. I love Audition. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is it too violent? Is it not violent enough? Is it a horror film? Peace.
This is Halloween.
But the pandemic out, man, still a Halloween with a big bag on me looking like a trick or treat.
Before the pandemic, I was masked up like Halloween with a big bag on me looking like I trick or treat. I'm lit like Christmas Eve, rolling up a Christmas tree. Say he won't smoke till his heat leaking antifreeze. Before the pandemic, I was masked up like Halloween with a big bag on me looking like I trick or treat. I'm lit like Christmas Eve, rolling up a Christmas tree. Say he won't smoke till his head leaking antifreeze. Big bag, big money, let the pay talk. I'm riding in a foreign.